Hi, computer scientists. Welcome to your first online class due to coronavirus. I miss seeing your lovely faces and programming together, but now we'll get to do that online. So today we're going to learn about lists. So here I have this variable called a_lists, and I set it equal to this. What do you think this is? What do you think lists are? Well, it is a bunch of elements put together. So here we have the string A, the string B, the string C, the string D, and the string E. So this is a list of strings. Each element, an element is one thing in a list, is separated by a comma. So to add another thing to your list, you're going to put a comma and put another string. What do you think this line does? Print length parentheses a list. Well, let's run it. If I run this, it gives me 5. What do you think that 5 represents? Leng stands for length. So this prints the length of the list. So if we have 5 elements here, it will print 5 things. So if I delete this last element, what will it print now? What is the length? L-E-N stands for length. 4. Now let's say I want to print out the whole list. I could also write print a list. And if I run this, it prints out that list. Let me add that E back in. Okay, now what if I only wanted to print one part of the list? How do you think I would do that? Well, I need to index into the list. And the way you do that is by putting brackets and the number of the element in the list. In computer science, we always start counting at 0. So the first thing in the list, that's at index 0. So if I run this, it's going to print just A. And how do you think I would get it to print C? Well, I would change the index from 0 is the for A, 1 is B, C is 2. A lot of people will get confused and say, oh, it's the third thing in the list, it must be 3. But remember, we start at 0. So if we have 2, that's C. What will it print if I change this index to 4? Well, let's see. It prints E. What happens if I change it to 5? It gives me an error. This index out of range error. Why do you think that happens? Well, if I have 5 elements in my list, that means the first one is 0, second has index 1, third has index 2, fourth one is index 3, the last one is index 4. I have no 5th index here. There's nothing after number 4. And that's what list index out of range error is. Now let's say we want to change one part of the list. Let's say we want the last letter, E, to be changed to F. So what we would do is set a list at 4, remember 4 is the last one, equal to F in parentheses, in quotation marks. So now if I print out my list again, notice how that E is changed to F. What if I want to change my B to be the letter Z? How would you do that? Well, we would change index 1 to be Z. And now see, the second one is Z. At index 1, we have the element or item Z. So now, what do you think will happen if I run this? I'm going to index my list, my A list, and we know that length of A list is 5, and then we subtract 3. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So at index 2, what do we have? 0, 1, 2. That would be C. Let's check it. Sure enough, it is. What would happen if I ran this code? Well, if I'm saying A list indexed at 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, instead of D, it will now say, haha. There you go. So right now, you're going to create a game show again, like we did the last time we saw each other. And this time, you're going to do it as a list. So you're going to declare 5 prizes, prize 0, prize 1, prize 2, and store them in a list. The user will pick a number, and you will print the prize associated with the door that that user picked using your list. So I don't want to see any if-else statements in this one. I want to see a list. So in our Replit classroom, you're going to click on your name, click on student, click on our class, and then in assignment, you're going to do lab 2.04. You're going to write your program here, and here's the assignment that I just showed you on the screen. And for extra credit, you can add 5 more prizes. When you finish, make sure you press this submit button. That's all for now. Comment if you have any questions.